let's copy. On YouTube already. Good morning, everyone. We have 17 minutes to 15, yeah. That's okay. Half of the batch. Expecting. Okay, can you hear me lagging or not? Hello, hello.
It's a bit
Laggy, yeah. Wait,
Yep.
I need to change my connections. Hello?
No, it's okay.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Before we start the day, let me introduce you with our superstar today, Sir Ardimas Andi Purwita. Okay, Sir Ardimas, you may introduce yourself.
That's so exaggerating. Hey guys, I believe this is
Sorry, your video need to go down a bit so the student can see you.
all right.
There you go.
Here I am. This is our first meetup, right? No, not really. But some of you probably have met me before. Not teaching you, right, this semester, but I believe I'm gonna teach you next semester. So you're gonna know more about me later on. But my background is actually in networking and then do a little bit of AI, machine learning, especially in deep learning. And now currently teaching cloud and computer graphics. So yeah, I just do bit there in here and there. So not really focus. So if you want to consult me about everything, I'll be more than happy to help you and discuss technical stuff with you later on. That's enough. We're gonna talk again after Miss Nurul deliver her stuff. Okay.
All right, thank you, Pak Arimas. Wait. I see Bagus Manuaba. Is it Sir Bagus? Why are you here?
I'm student, miss. I'm batch 26.
No. Student. Okay. So we here to learn, yeah, to know, because one of the options in data science is to publish the paper and skip the exam. So if you want to go for that options, you need to understand what is the requirement, yeah, for publishing your work. Okay. We have 18 minus 2 minus 3, actually now 15, still 15. Right, so before we start, don't forget to fill in up your attendance here. So you might claim your ICT point. Yeah, I repeat again, this one, your attendance. And then we start with a little quiz, yeah, just to know what do you know about the basic scientific writing. Yeah, I will start the quiz. Start live quiz. Classic. Wait, I forgot how to use quizzes. It's been a long time I didn't use this. Classic. Participant attempt one time, name factory. Sure. answer during activity. Validate only, show answers after activity. Okay then. Continue. Right, I'm going to share this over here. Okay, so can you see my quizzes screen? Yes, all right, let's start. Join myquiz.com and then enter this join code 109324. We expecting 15 yeah. Oh no, 16. Yay. You don't have to use your real name, yeah, because I don't have present. I don't have any prize for you. So this is just for the, yeah, for to know each other. Why there is no music yeah, in quizzes yeah? How to play the music? No.
You need to sing instead, Mbak.
Manual. Ah, nggak seru quizzes, nggak ada musiknya. Come on. The other 10, we're still waiting. Or maybe you can ask the price from Saradimas, maybe. How about that, Saradimas? Patungan kita.
Kayak ini aja anak
You
konglomerat
can give
aja.
chocolate ya. Virtual chocolate.
Bonus coin, bonus coin.
Bonus coin. All right. Three more? Aku keren. Oh. Who's this? Aku keren. Aku keren and aku keren. Aku mantap. Okay, so we can guess ya. Who will be the winner? All right, are you ready? Okay then. We have, oh, still going on. Okay. Fun is fun ya? Yay, Serbagus also joining us. 13. Okay then, we start, all right? Ayo. Let's get ready. Now there is a sound. Serbagus nggak boleh curang. Let the student win. Yay. Why Darren is not progressing? Nice.
My Wi-Fi died, Miss.
Oh no. Okay then. I think that's all ya. Congratulations. Right. So you guys got like 100% accuracy ya in here. Okay, let's review the questions. How to stop this actually? Now the music cannot stop. Oh, still moving? Oh, Darren is joining us. Right, okay. Let's go, Darren. Oh. Only 4 questions, yeah, I guess. Yeah, only 4. No! Let's go, Darren. One more. You can do it. Come on. Right. Is it done? 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 It's supposed to be done now. Yeah. Why am I? Okay, so the winner is Karel ya. Congratulations and Karen and Serbagus. Well done. Right, let's see the questions. Yeah, we start from number 1. Okay, a paper with good English is more important than a paper with good content. That's true. Yeah, so 10 correct, 3 incorrect. So that's true because we need to tell the story more than we need to present the good content, like the valuable content. Yeah. Which are correct for conclusions? Which is correct for conclusions? Yes, it's not just a summary, and you want to inform the reader of how the goal has been achieved. Okay, we're going to talk about this later in the structuring your paper. And then next questions, in writing a scientific report, the author should. That's nice. We have only 2 misclick, yeah, I guess. Yeah, scientific report is about expressing everything in accuracy, precision, and clarity. So we want to use this term, yeah, this measurement when we want to write a scientific report. Not using language which express a mysterious and unique personal feeling. You don't include any personal feeling in scientific report. Never use acronym. It's okay. You can use any acronym. This one doesn't have to be thought, yeah, because it's just fictional, so it's not scientific. Why do you think you need to publish your work? Yes, that's true. Yeah, you can have people to see your work. You can receive comments from other scientists for free. Yeah, because your work will be reviewed. It's good for your portfolio in case you want to study further for your higher degree, or you want to work. Yeah, you can show your portfolio. This is my paper. I have done this work, and this has been reviewed and presented in a very reputable conference. And then I want to build my network. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of people. All right, thank you very much for the quizzes. Let's start with my slide. Okay, this is done. Moving with this one. Okay, I'm going to share you this slide. Share. copy, put it in the chat. There you go. But I'm going to start the basic first, and then Pa Adimas will continue with the technical of the LaTeX, yeah, how to write using LaTeX. Full screen, full screen, full screen. View slideshow. Right. Okay, basic scientific writing for students. So this is the first session, 10th of December 2021. We're going to have the next sessions on January, on week 12. Yeah. So I hope you will be ready with your final result, yeah, by January. So this is what we're going to learn today. What and why, and then how to restructure your report using basic format IMRED, and then how to choose the language, and then we're going to learn the basic tools, which is called LaTeX. So this is the reference that I use for this topic. There will be a practice sessions today. Don't worry, we have limited time. I know we just have like 2 hours-ish. Yeah, because this is Friday, it's very short day. But don't worry, we'll be there. We're going to give you some practice so you can have a look how to produce a very nice report. Okay, so there is a quote, yeah. Have something to say and say it as clearly as you can. That is the only secret of style. Yeah, deserve it or not, scientists and engineers have a reputation as bad writers. So yes, so you choosing computer scientist, that means you are scientist now. We cannot deny that all of us might be a very bad writer, yeah. But we can try, we can learn, we can always improve ourselves. How to express our work, yeah, with a very at least not confusing way, yeah. At least it's easy to read, is making the reader enjoying your writing, yeah. Okay, let's start. What and why? What is actually scientific writing? So why this is different from the other writing style? Scientific writing is a technical form of writing that is designed to communicate scientific information to other scientists. Yeah, it sounds very scary, but it's not. It's just adding the scientific word in front of the writing, actually. How is scientific writing different from other kinds of writing? Scientific communications demand precision, the precise use of words and phrases, clarity, and economy. So in scientific writing, we don't sell the fictional story. Yeah, we sell something. We sell our experiment, our result. That's why we need to have precise. Yeah, we need to the point. We need to have clarity and economy. Economy meaning that you need to sell your ideas still. Yeah, this is the writing. So you want the reader to buy whatever you wrote in your paper. We want to communicate facts, figures, and methods used in the research, as well as the descriptions of the result has to be precise and exact. We cannot say I think this is good because I think I've done so much for this work. You cannot say something like that in the scientific writing. Yeah, it has to be precise and exact. So if your results say it's the accuracy is only 60%, that's how you write it in your report. But yeah, we still have something to say, yeah, so that our result is not that bad, yeah, in front of the reader. So we can still selling. So this basic thing, the economy, we need to sell our result still, yeah. The research questions, hypothesis, methods, and analysis, and conclusion must be stated clearly and simply. Sometimes when people writing the scientific style, in scientific style, they're reporting something that is very complicated, and people don't like that. Yeah, people like something simpler, to the point, precise, exact. What do you want to say? Just say it in simple word. Yeah. When you say in very complicated, high dimensions word that only you that understand, yeah, that's really not a good paper. Yeah. So this is the basic principle of the scientific writing. When we compare with like novel, like other type of writing. Okay, so now the reason, you already done this in your quizzes, why we need to publish. So there are two kinds of motivations from the perspective of the authors. First is called altruism and self-interest. Yeah, so writing is a means, is a way to see ourselves from both way. Yeah, from the side of we give something to the people, and from the side of we want something for ourselves. Yeah. Altruism is when we act to promote someone else's welfare, to make a positive difference in the world. That's a very big word. So I can say that by writing, you can express something, you can help people. You can share something to other people. By self-interest, with the self-interest, you show the world who you are. In a scientific and genuine achievement, show to your potential employer, promoter, you have a good work, build a good portfolio. So when you already publish a paper, then your future employer will see, okay, so this guy have been doing some extra miles, right? Okay, so your work already published somewhere, you already follow the step to publish the work. Yeah, that can tell a lot about you yourself. You will know what other people or reviewers think about your work. So that's the other benefit. Yeah, when you publish the work, you can get the feedback from the reviewer for free. You don't have to pay for this, because most of the time a good conference having good reviewer from the relevant background. So they will read your work, they will comment out, they will give you feedback, input. You need to add this one, and this one. Yeah, and that's very valuable for us. Yeah. Okay, so that's the reasons. Any questions so far? Or any anything in your mind? For example, okay, Miss, this is so scary. For example, what's your feeling about publishing your work? Anyone want to share something? Okay, my students, I saw my students from class, what is it, morning is B. Class B, we have JJ, Jeremy, Jason. Hi, JJ. Still quiet. Fadlan? Oh, JJ's, yeah, come on, unmute.
Hello, Miss.
Hello. Okay, so why you want to publish your work, JJ?
The two reasons on the slide.
Yeah, for your point of view, for yourself. Why you interested in choosing to publish than taking final exam, actually?
To avoid exams.
That's the answer.
That's one.
Other than that?
Other than that, I think the most prevalent answer, yeah, the third point, yeah, so that
This
the
one.
people can review. Yeah.
So you're curious, yeah. You kind of want to know what other people think about our work, yeah.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
still, yeah, the number one reason, yeah, it's what Shravan said.
Which one? This one.
No, skip exam.
Skip exam. All right then. Why exam is so scary?
To avoid the math.
All right then. Thank you, Jason. Any thought from other students? Rohan. Hi, Rohan. Are you there, Rohan? Yes, Rohan. Okay, what's your opinion, Rohan? I want to know why you choose publishing a paper. You can unmute and you can start talking. I see you unmute yourself. It's gone. Hello?
Hello.
Yes. Okay.
First, for Stevie, maybe.
Okay. This one, yeah. And then?
Um,
Because Miss Nurul told so. Miss-
to not do the exam.
All right, they're not taking the exam. That's the reason. And you get automatic A. Yeah? You get the A grade. All right, thank you. So it's okay. You try to tell, yeah. You try to tell people what's the reason, and that's good because you need that in your writing later on. Yeah, you need to mention your reason, your motivations. We call that motivations behind writing and publishing your work. Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys. So, right. Let's continue. Okay. Next thing is how to check a good article. There is no basic rules, yeah, actually, how to choose whether this is a good article or not. But there is some guidance that we can use. For example, we can check, yeah, where is the article published. So there is several sources, yeah, that is very good to for us to see, to read the reference. I'm going to show you later on what type of the publications place, yeah. And then the second thing that you can see is check by the number of citations. What is citations? Citations meaning that when people use your work, when people read your work, they need to cite, yeah. I think you guys already learned this in English, right? You need to cite properly. So the number of citation meaning that you give credit to the original author. So when the number of citation is quite high, yeah, that's a good paper. Yeah, people believe on that writing. And then the next thing that we can check is see the reputations of the authors. Yeah, sometimes one author can write several different topic. Yeah, pick the author that is quite specific, yeah, in that domain. For example, you want to learn something about the natural language processing. Pick the author that is very specific in that area. So when you see the author publishing a lot of work in that area, that's mean he's a good one, and you can cite and you can trust his work. When was it published? Is it quite recent or it's quite long? So you need to also consider, yeah, the time when the paper is being published. Okay, remember, right? In your second chapter of your final project is actually related work. Yeah, you need to find a good article, a good work from someone else that you can use for your project. So this is the some of the guideline, yeah, how to find a good one. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's move on to something a little bit technical, how to restructure your paper. This is the basic structure of scientific writing. This is actually also the structure of your final report, right? We start with introductions, I, M, R, A, D, IMRAD, and conclusions. Yeah, of course. You have the opening, you have the closing. The opening is always introductions, the closing is always conclusions, right? And then what is next after introduction, you usually follow this structure. I, M, RAD, yeah, methodology, and then result and discussions. Okay, so what is actually introductions? Introductions is, yeah, I already read some of your introductions. It's quite convincing, yeah. What and so what? What is the paper about? What is the work about? Yeah. Why should the reader care? Why should we read your paper? Yeah. General to specific, establish a territory, raise a questions, and then outline the purpose. So raise a questions here, yeah. In final project, I say that you need to have your hypothesis, right? So that's when you want to define your problem. You raise a questions. So for example, why from Fania, right? From Fania group. Fania want to know why our generations care so much about the privacy. That's the questions. Yeah, you want to say that in the introduction part. So this is still easy, and your motivations, why you want to write this, why you want the reader to read your paper. Yeah, you put that in the introductions, and then you continue with the methodology. Methodology is part where you explain about your step by step, yeah, in conducting the research. Research is what you done in the during the project actually. How? What is the paper about? Why should the reader care? Show the design, and then reproducibility. Establish a. Why start this again? Okay, so in the methodology, you need to show the step by step. That's mean how you gather your data, how you collecting your data. Starting from there, how you want to perform the machine learning algorithm, if you use machine learning algorithm, or you want to use other method, yeah, you need to explain it in this part as well. And then how you want to measure the performance, right? If it's supervised learning, you mention the measurement, the metrics, yeah. Everything that you want to use when you want to evaluate your model, you explain it in this part. And then about your data as well, yeah. The statistic of your data, the visualization of your data, you put it in the second part here. And then after that, it's followed with the result and discussions. You show the evidence and proof. What did you find after you experimenting? So that's why in your project progress, you need to show some result. Yeah, I hope you can already have some preliminary result. Yeah, at least you know that, okay, Miss, I can apply this machine learning and this is the result. Even though the result is not good enough, yeah, you need to report it. Yeah. This is the evidence and proof. What did you find? The implementation of the design, a lot of table and graph, yeah, in this part. And then discussion, the evidence does not explain itself. So we need to explain, yeah. If there is a table, you need to explain how to interpret the table, why you come up with that kind of result. For example, okay, Miss, I don't have good result. I only reach 0.60% accuracy. I don't know exactly why this has happened, but I can still have like a judgment. Okay, maybe there is an outlier in my data. Yeah, you can specify that in the discussion part. How's your result? Expected or unexpected? Yeah, you need to judge yourself. And then finally, we come up with conclusions. Tell the story. How your curiosity has been addressed. Think about the opportunistic reading, people who just jump to see your conclusions. So sometimes, yeah, if you publish like 6 pages of paper, people don't want to read everything. People like me, yeah, I'm so lazy to read everything. So I just read the abstracts, a little bit of introductions, and then I jump to conclusions. When I think that, okay, so this is the good paper, I can read more about this, and then I start to read thoroughly, read in more detail, starting from the introductions, and then I continue with the method, and then I continue with the result. Okay, so this is a nice. But the first 10 minutes of people time for reading, they usually jump to conclusion from introductions to conclusions. They don't want to read the whole paper. So that's where the you can sell about your paper. That's why conclusion is also important. And then in this part, you need to mention the future. So okay, my project is not finished, it's not a perfect project, but of course we can still improve the project for our future. So you can tell the future of your project, provide a future perspective, give recommendations. All right, any questions for the second part, structuring your paper? Any questions so far? So actually what you wrote in your final project already follow this one, but when you need to publish, you just need to change a little bit of the heading. Okay, so the third part is about language and style, choosing the right one. Okay, which one of these 2 sentences do you think is clearer? The first one or the second one? Anyone? In figure 2, the x and y axis represent the cavity diameter and the filling ratio respectively. Or the second expressions, in figure 2, the filling ratio is plotted as a function of the cavity diameter. Which one you think is clearer? You can unmute yourself or you can type it in the chat. The first one. Okay, Shrafan. Any other opinion? First or the second one? First or the second one? All right, come on, guys. Wake up, wake up, wake up. First, Adelia, first. First one. First one. Okay, everyone vote for the first one. Why? That is always why, yeah. Adele. Come on, Adele. Why Adele, the first one? Unmute yourself, Adele. Yes, Adele.
Hi, Miss.
Hi.
The second one is kind of fake, like which one, like which graph or like which figure is like I mean, it says in figure 2, but like, which filling? What does the writer means by the filling ratio? Like, it's
Mm,
very unclear, Miss. I think
Yeah.
for me,
yes.
logically.
Yes. That's great. Thank you. Yeah, that's true. Filling ratio, this is correct. Yeah, the filling ratio is plotted as a function of cavity diameter. Yeah, we know that there is a functions, right? There's a functions, there is filling ratio, there is cavity diameter. But which one is X, which one is Y? Because we have, yeah, X is like this, right? From the first sentence, we can see clearly what is X, what is Y. Yeah, this is why we always prefer the first one. See? Even you, yeah, you haven't read a lot of scientific writing paper, but you already can judge that this is better than this one. Yeah. But sometimes we, as the author, we just want to make something more complicated. Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Yeah, we always tend to want to sell, yeah, we want to sell the idea with more, more complicated. So we tend to write something like this. And please always remember, you need to be clear. You need to be simple. Yeah. So this one is much more better than this one. Yeah. A writer should try to teach the reader, not impress them. Yeah. Impress is our second job. Yeah. The first job is to teach the reader. Okay. How about the using of acronym? This is standard. Do not use acronym in the title. Standard abbreviations for measurement unit that are widely known can be used, like cm for centimeters. Yeah. L for liters, for example. Always spell out the acronym for the first time it is used. Sir RD must have a very nice package for this one. Avoid acronyms in the abstracts because it's sometimes confusing. Some people might not familiar with the acronym, so you might not use that in the abstract. Once the acronym has been defined in the body of the paper, do not repeat the definition again. Figures and their captions are better off without acronyms unless they are commonly understood. Acronym can be multi-layered. For example, VHDL is VHSIC hardware description language. Okay, so this is Sir Ardimas domain, where don't spell out the very common acronym that have become their own words, like laser and sonar. Do you know this one, laser and sonar? This is actually acronym, right? If you search. What is the full form of laser, Pak Adimas?
I think it's light amplification, something stimulated emission radiation.
Yes. So it's actually acronym, yeah. Light amplification by the stimulated emission of radiations. Yeah. But no one know that this is, including me, yeah. I'm not familiar with the full form. So yeah, we can just use the laser. Okay. Scientific style denies intangibles, mysteries, and unique personal experience. So you don't put any personal feeling in your writing. Feelings and fancies have no place here. The most valid attributes are accuracy. Again, yeah, we repeat again, accuracy, precision, clarity, concision, and grace in that order. So you start with accuracy first. Yeah. There is no room for telling the reader that I'm run out of time, I don't have enough time. That's why I limit my experiment only for 20,000 data. No, there is no such room for that kind of thing, yeah, in scientific writing. All right, so I think that's from me. We continue with Sir Ardimas. Okay, go ahead, Sir Ardimas. I will give the screen to you. Okay, stop share.
Okay. So before we jump into the LaTeX, let's discuss a bit about this. What Miss Nurals just told us is true, right? Theoretically, but sometimes when you write a paper or when you write something, like you have a personal taste, right? And then you have your own style. Like when you dress up, you have your own style, right? Similarly to the writing style, you also have your own style later on. The way you package your writing, the way you add up some cosmetics to your writings are very it's very personal, depending on your own taste, right? So here I'm gonna share my personal takeaway from scientific writing so far, from my own perspective, so that writing scientific paper is somewhat subjective and objective in the same time. So let's start from this quote from, I don't need to introduce him, right? So everyone knows who he is. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon. And he said that you can have the best technology, you can have the best business model, but if the storytelling isn't amazing, it won't matter and nobody will watch, right? But this is his opinion, right? But great persons like Elon Musk, I'm not sure whether you agree with me. The way he talk, the way he present is not as eloquent as the Steve Jobs, right? For example, or Mark Zuckerberg. He's not that good in delivering speech compared to, I don't know, other entrepreneurs, probably other than Steve Jobs, who is I don't have any more example, right? All right, who is the current CEO of Microsoft? I'm not sure. I cannot remember it. But sometimes when you have really amazing product, for example, Tesla, right? People will give the storytelling instead of you. That's so the storytelling is not made by you, but people, because your product is amazing. So there are always two sides of a story. Some people believe in this, so let's probably some of you agree on this. Let's agree on this, and then if I can break it down, when you write a paper, you will have roughly two steps, right? Product development and storytelling. Probably now you are on the product development side. Again, the main ingredients of writing is to have a great product. So don't trust yourself to write your paper or report if you're not confident with your product yet, right? So you need to be really proud of your product or your results or your algorithms. Then you can write a paper, and then when you write it and you have the great product, you will happily write it. If you have a very bad product and then you are forced to write a paper, you're not gonna write it with a happy mood or anything like that. So make sure you have a great product, and then when you write your paper, then you're not forced to do it. I mean, you're happy to do it anyway. So that's my point. Okay. And then in product development, again, come up with a great idea, execute it, and then do some iterations until you are, again, proud of your product, based on this product, this cube, then you can write your paper, right? And then now we are talking about writing paper, right? So there are two main elements from my perspective. The storytelling part is very subjective. It's based on my experience. The product development, probably most of you agree on it, but the storytelling part is very subjective, depending on my experience. Probably Miss Nurul or Pak Bagus has their own, what do you call it, kind of methodological ways of doing the storytelling. So in my opinion, it can be broken down into two: writing style and cosmetics, right? So writing styles are what Ms. Nurul just told us previously. How to write a very precise sentence. In Indonesia, probably a lot of teachers teach us that you need to write it in a passive sentence, right? But my former supervisors, sometimes you can add active sentences to spice your, writing style. Otherwise, it's very monotone. It's very boring, so you can make it more interesting or more engaging for readers, right? And then regarding writing styles, it's because you are now students, right? Now your writing style will be mainly driven by your supervisors, right? So if you're now under Miss Nurul, so later on Miss Nurul will read your papers, right? And then she will give you comments how to write stuff, and then agree or disagree, you need to follow our supervisor's comments. Otherwise, we will have a trouble. For example, when I took my PhD, right? Sometimes I didn't really agree with my supervisor's comments, but because I wanted to graduate, right? Like it or not, I need to follow his suggestion. So probably you're gonna experience something like that. So yeah, that's writing style. And then once you have writing styles, you need to do some cosmetics, meaning that in a paper or in scientific paper, you need to include some figures, right? And then you can go into the level where you need to use, for example, 3D AutoCAD kind of software to draw your own kind of illustrations, or you can do just a copy paste from a website or a blog. So it's up to you. But cosmetics somewhat are important elements in your writing later on, because figures, beautiful figures can describe your sentences or your writings more clearly. I believe that's the purpose of cosmetics. It should enhance your writing, right? And then these two components are helping each other. Cosmetics needs to help the writing style. Writing styles need to help the cosmetic as well. They cannot go independently, in my opinion. Then now, once you have a great product, a great writing style, great cosmetic, then you will have a great paper. And the next slide is about LaTeX. So before we get into it, so we should see some some very good papers. Let's start from probably when you start learning deep learning or machine learning, right? You go into Coursera, and then you're probably familiar with his name, Andrew Ng. Or if you start having interest in deep learning, you probably heard a lot about his name, Yann LeCun. The one, like Yann LeCun, Yoshua Bengio, and Jeff Hinton are the three kind of musketeers who are popularizing deep learning, right? After neural networks had a very dark time around 1980s, and then people starts to having interest in deep learning again after 2010. So these are the three musketeers who start popularizing the deep learning. Okay, so go to scholargoogle.com and then search your hero. So wait, let me open his. I already opened this one. So my hero is Claude Shannon, not Chess1. So you can start reading his paper and then trying to imitate his writing style, and then do it many times or repeatedly, and then the writing style will kind of absorb into your own writing style, and then you will develop your own writing style, and then you will eventually have a very good writing style later on. I'm still also learning now in terms of writing, so I keep reading a very good paper so that I can write a very good paper in the end as well. So why it's loading very long. But anyway, it's too big, isn't it? Let's go to this site. Different server, different speed. Okay, good. So yeah. So this paper, for example, has been cited like this many times, 130,000, right? So it means that it's a very good paper. And then people are using this paper to work on their own stuff, right? As you can see here, you can read it yourself. The sentences, the figures, and the formulas, and the illustrations using graph, notations, tables. Graphs are kind of elements to enhance your writing in the end. Okay, because you choose to or decide to do the writing scientific paper instead of doing the exam, my suggestion is for you to read as many good papers as possible, right? And then yeah, so this is Andrew Ng, this is Yann LeCun, and then in Google Scholar you can also see who cited the paper, right? This many papers have cited the Claude Shannon papers. Similarly here, you can open this one by one, but probably I'm gonna wait. Sorry, I'm gonna tell you why I choose LaTeX later on. So what is the motivation of using LaTeX, right? This is my Google Scholar page, and let's start from when I was in my undergraduate degree, which is around 2011. Right. So you will see the paper was during your state. So wait a minute. It's really bad to the point I'm so embarrassed, myself. Don't want to see it this again, actually, to be honest with you. So make sure later on when you publish stuff, you need to be proud of, even when you are old enough, to have a look on your own paper. But it doesn't happen in my case. So yeah. So as you can see here, I'm not sure. Let's see. Compare this with this one, right? So the typography, the type of fonts it uses, the type of fonts that the formula has compared to, where is my Mozilla, right? This one is really, like, in my opinion, is really bad, right? It's very bad compared to the previous one. So I'm still using Microsoft Word here, right? And then, as you can see, this is the downside of using Microsoft Word as well. The spacing between words can be, scratch depending on your how long your sentence is or your paragraph is. But as you can see here, the spacing between words are very neat, based on my, from my perspective. So yeah, this is how bad I was during your time. So good thing here, we have this workshop so that you can avoid having these states. So later on, when you graduate and then you open your own paper, you should be proud of yourself, to have written a very beautiful paper in the end. So that's 2011, and then I started using LaTeX probably in this conference, right? 2000. I mean, I already used LaTeX. So I wrote my bachelor thesis using LaTeX, actually, but no, one or another reason, I started writing papers using LaTeX not until I work with this one, Pak Khairul Anwar. The guy who is famous in Indonesia for having patent in 4G. So I'm using this one. So let's see how it looks like. No, this is not the paper. Probably this one or this one. All right. So wait a minute. It's loading. Okay. So I'm already using a LaTeX here. See how it looks very differently compared to my Microsoft Word paper, right? So figures are drawn very carefully, and then you can add mathematical notation even in the figure as well, right? Stuff like that. And then the kind of the mathematical symbols are rendered differently as well compared to Microsoft Word stuff, right? So that's the main motivation of using LaTeX. So later I'm gonna introduce you what LaTeX is actually, right? And then before we move into LaTeX, probably Ms. Nurul said something about having feedbacks, right? And then I found this the other days, like probably a few months ago, and this conference NeurIPS, right? And then people are publishing their papers here, right? When you can publish here during your undergrad, then it's easier for you to get I don't know, if you want to continue to like PhD or master degree, then it's easily for you to get accepted to highly recognized laboratory in the world, right? So go into this site and then just open one of the paper, and then eventually you will see something like this. For example, here. So there's a paper called Generative Adversarial Networks, right? By now I forget the name again. But anyway, so you can see here, this guy received many feedbacks, right? And then you can see also how he responded the questions. So this is how it looks like in the scientific world. You know, you publish a paper, you write a paper, you publish your paper, you're getting feedback from other experts, and then you respond to that, to those comments, and then, you know, having some correspondences multiple times, and then if the reviewers accept your idea, then your paper will be published. If not, then your paper will be rejected. Okay. Okay. Now, before we talk about LaTeX and Overleaf, any questions? I'm not muted, right? Okay. Okay, not muted. No questions?
Actually, there is questions, but they just send me privately.
What is it?
Sravan. Hello. Sravan, are you there?
Yes, miss.
Okay, you can ask Sir Adimas about the questions.
So when we publish the papers, so do we exactly have to follow the exact format that you mentioned? Like is it from there or what? I don't get it.
Okay, so some conferences require us to use their templates, right? We're gonna see that in this section, actually, section 5 later in the end of today's session. But the basic templates comprise like abstracts, you know, introduction, methodology, results and discussion and conclusions and references, right? So what you need to do is to fill out the, you know, the contents inside the corresponding section, right? For example, introduction, you need to write this, and this. In abstract, you need to write this and this. In the methodology, you need to write this, and so on, right? So once you submit it, they will give you a template, you know, and then what you need to do is to fill out or to complete the paper, right? We're going to discuss about that one, Sravan.
Okay.
Don't worry. Okay, LaTeX. Okay. All right. So while waiting for me to explain this, go to this website, probably overleaf.com, create or register a username or whatever, and then make sure that you can log in, and then we're gonna later use it for later exercise. So let's, what is the shortcut for this? No, Control F5, right? LaTeX. So why use LaTeX? Do I have that one? Do I have that slide for that? No, probably I'm gonna answer that one. So what is LaTeX first? So LaTeX is a high quality typesetting program. All right. What is a typesetting program? Is to prepare a document to be printed. So it is the opposite of what you see is what you get. This is the style of Microsoft Word. You type something and then you are right away seeing what you are typing, right? That's what you see is what you get. So LaTeX is more into what you see is what you mean. It's like writing HTML with CSS. It has its own programming language or scripting language, and then the script will be compiled, quote unquote, and then it will be rendered into different document formats, right? And then for your information, LaTeX is the de facto standard for the communication and publication of scientific documents, right? So make sure when you jump into a community, right? So now you are jumping into this scientific community, you need to talk to with their languages, right? Because most of us are talking in this LaTeX language. So for you to be active in this community, you should probably need to learn about LaTeX, right? Many of us still using Microsoft Word, but as you can see probably in Scholar, google.com, many prominent figures, researchers or inventors are writing in LaTeX. So this is the de facto standard, right? So you're very lucky to join this workshop to do this LaTeX in these states. So probably I have shown this to you, right? So the left one is the one that is rendered using Microsoft Word compared to the right one. You can see the difference in terms of spacing between words, the font types of mathematical notations and stuff. So this is, for example, beta in Microsoft Word. This is beta in LaTeX. So I'm not sure, but in my opinion, this beta is much better than this beta, right? And then this is probably a chart that can help you when you need to use LaTeX or Microsoft Word. So in the x-axis, you have complexity of document, for example, whether it's only a letter document, having a heading and the content and then signature in the bottom of the letter. Then next complexity level is essays, right? Next one is papers. This is the one that you're gonna do. In papers, you need to have section, graphics, table, notes and stuff. And then later when you do final, what do you call it in business? Final project, thesis. Yeah, you do your thesis, right? It needs to have bibliography, list of tables, list of figures and stuff like that. And then the next level of complexity is a book, writing a book, where you have indexing, contents, and many more stuff. Okay, so let's see how it looks like when you use words. So as the document gets very complex, so the efforts that you need to put into is higher compared to LaTeX, right? So for example, when you write a book or a thesis, probably 50% of your times are spent for configuring the borders, the the justification, to justify how many centimeters you need to have for the left border, right border, top margin, bottom margin, and stuff like that. Sometimes figures are rendered in a wrong place, not in a beautiful way. So sometimes, yeah, that's my experience when you use Microsoft Word. That's where my 50% of my time is spent when I use my Microsoft Word. But when you use LaTeX, as the documents get very complex, the amount of effort is get stalled, right? So meaning that because it's using scripting type of way, so you can avoid many redundant stuff, like for example, adjusting the margins, rendering the figures, and writing a table and stuff like that. It gets because they are very repetitive, right? And then you use scripts, then you can automate them. That's the nice thing about LaTeX compared to Microsoft Word. Citing paper in LaTeX is very easier compared to Microsoft Word, in my opinion. So yeah. So as you are now preparing for papers and then later for thesis, and hopefully you can write your own books. So I highly recommend you to use LaTeX for that one. For writing letters or essays, it's okay to use Microsoft Word. But once your document gets very complex, we highly recommend you to use LaTeX. Okay, you can install it on your machine yourself, but in this class or in this workshop, we're going to use Overleaf. Go to this, go to the website, and please make sure that you can log in now. Just because later on we're gonna do a hands-on. So as I said previously, LaTeX can produce multiple types of documents. For example, DVI.PostScript or .pdf. So we are gonna focus on .pdf for today's session. You can also produce HTML as well using LaTeX if you want. But let's focus on PDF. Okay. Go to Overleaf, right? Go to Overleaf and open a new project. Should we do example project? Let's start with a blank project. My first blank LaTeX. All right. Okay. Anyone here has a problem in registering or in logging into this Overleaf? Wait, not this one. So what we need to do here for this section is write a short description of your final project from Miss Nurul's class, because you can start, what do you call it, start using LaTeX, or start copying your already written documents and then migrate it into LaTeX now, write a short description, and then submit it to this one. Because I'm also curious what you are up to for your final project. I haven't read your the description yet, but I'm really curious. I know about Ardela's project, but not the other one, not the other ones. Okay, no comment means that you guys don't have a problem, right? So let's talk about this one first. Guys, if you are focusing yourself to the offer leaf, could you switch to focus on my slide first, and then we're gonna do hands-on later on. So I'm gonna explain a bit about the very basic structure of LaTeX document, right? Similar to HTML, it has a header and body, and LaTeX it has a preamble, and it has the document section, right? And then in the preamble, you define the packages you're gonna use. You define the metadata as in HTML, right? You define the title, authors, date, and stuff. And then in the body or in the document, every sentences of every letters of every word in the body section should be wrapped or written within this begin document and end document. So yeah. All right, so this is preamble, this is package, this is metadata, and this is the ones that start with begin and end. It's called environment in LaTeX. So it has begin document, it has begin figure if you want to add figure, begin table if you want to, or begin tabular if you want to add table, right? And then there is also this single line comment like this, make title. It's called comment in LaTeX. And then a comment can have an argument like this. For example, if you want to define a section, use this comment backward slash section, and then you add the argument introduction, and then it will be rendered like this. And then after the section is just a normal paragraph, right? So title will be rendered here, author will be rendered here, date will be rendered here. Make title is using the metadata here to render all of this. And section introduction will be rendered like this. And this is where you write your big ideas is the normal paragraph. It will be rendered after the introduction section. Okay. All right. So Srafan probably, right? This is where you need to concern yourself when you submit your paper to a conference, right? So what we are writing now is just a normal article, right? Based on this document class. Later on, when you wrote a paper, for example, it's easier for you. Yeah. So I'm writing this paper, right? And then it has its own template. For example, here I'm using a template called IEEE trend section, and it's a journal type, right? So what you're gonna write later on is probably like this. All right, probably this conference paper. Wait a minute. So this is conference, right? This is conference. The paper type A4, and this is the template IEEE trends. It's still compiling. All right, it will look like this, you know, like this. So what I meant by template is, you know, this one, IEEE trend, right? And then titles of sections you need to include in your paper and so on. That's a template if you want to submit your paper to a conference. Okay, let's go back to this one. Let's start with an article, very simple article first, and then do this exercise, right? Write a short description. So you can see it in the slide yourself. For example, here, if you want to add points or bullet points, you can use begin atomize environment, right? Then each item is you need to write backward slash item if you want to write you know, a sentence or a normal paragraph for each item. And then what is this? If you want to make or emphasize a certain word, make it bigger, for example, use this command large, and it's you know, enclosed by using curly brackets. So yeah, just do this, write a short description of your final project from Miss Nurul class, and then submit it to this Google form. So Miss Nurul, probably, do you have any suggestion what to put for this 30 minutes exercise or 15 minutes? How much do you want to have for this?
They already wrote their proposal actually, Pak.
Yeah, and then can they migrate it to
Yeah.
Overleaf? That's what I asked. So,
I will share with you, yeah, the drive.
I mean, for this exercise, did they already write it in LaTeX or
No,
Overleaf?
in Word, Google.
All right.
Google
So
Docs.
the instruction is, please migrate some of your text into Overleaf and then submit it to this Google form. Do you agree, Ms. Nurul?
How is it,
So-
guys? Anyone?
Section introduction. What do we need? Introduction. Abstract.
Okay, fundamental of data science.
Abstract.
Okay,
Introduction.
project folder.
Methodology. Probably these 3 sections. Right. So write your text here or copy your text here and then compile it to make sure that it's rendered as you are expecting. And let's say this is your normal paragraph, right? This is where you need to write your abstract and compile it again. And then what you need to upload is the PDF. How do we see the PDF? See the icon here, you know, the download PDF icon. Download it, then you get the PDF, right? Yeah. Okay, this is my PDF. This is what you need to upload. Change just your name according to your name, definitely. And then the title of your project, right? That's so. How long do you need, Ms. Nurul? How long does it take for them? Probably for
30
this.
minutes?
Half an hour.
So just the plain text and
Yeah.
item, yeah, the bullet
Yeah.
point, yeah.
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Do they already have figures in their proposal?
Yeah, they have figures and tables.
All
So
right.
we can just ignore that, yeah, for a while, yeah.
Yeah. Or if you are really ambitious, you can like, you know, not this one, latex figure. Inserting image. This one. If you are really ambitious to this. But what we are expecting is just a normal, you know, plain text.
What
at
time
the
is
moment.
it? 10 o'clock. So we're expecting them to be finished by 10:30, 10:35. Yeah.
Mm.
I'm going to put you in the breakout room, yeah, for this, and then we go back to the main room, yeah, in
Yeah.
10:35.
Probably 2 breakout rooms are enough.
All right.
Yeah.
2 breakout room, one with Radimas and one with me. You can choose your room. Open. Okay. Oh, this is 1 hour.
Hmm?
No, I set it wrong. Wait. How to set this into this one? 35 minutes, 30 minutes, yeah, from now. So I will close the breakout room after 30 minutes. Let's open. There you go. There is a timer, yeah. Lei, I have a class to attend. It's okay, Lei. You can see the recording on YouTube, yeah.
What class does he has in this forum period?
Some of the class have like bigger SU, right? So I think
I see. Kelas apa ya, Lei?
okay, guys, you
Udah
can
publish.
choose your breakout room. One with me and one with Radimas. You can go either to room 1 or room 2. Let's go.